should say this cryptocurrency rocket ship, right? Because that's what we really are, guys. We're a bunch of cryptocurrency mavericks that are going to change the world. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you just joining, my name is Max Garza III. Hi, with my business partner, James B. Raymond Fulmer. We are the owners of Bitfunza, Ride the Litecoin, and we welcome you to this live training for Saturday, March 3rd, 2018. Now, ladies and gentlemen, many of you come from all around the world, not just the United States and Canada, but literally we have people here from Germany, the UK, India, Mexico, Argentina. We have people from all around the world that are learning more and more every single week about digital currency and how it can make you a ton of money, guys. Now, one of the things I'm going to tell you, because we kind of have to say this for legal reasons, this is not trading advice, right? Because we're dealing with unregistered or unregulated securities, right? So you have to do your own due diligence. This is more of an education so that you can have your eyes open and get the information necessary to make an educated decision, guys. Because you still have to do your own due diligence, but at the end of the day, when you have the knowledge in place, it makes that decision a lot easier, guys. And the first thing I want to do is I want to go over the cryptoverse with you, because I've been telling you for weeks. Remember when I was talking about Bitcoin booming, right? And remember when many of you were in the trainings and I said, get ready for the retracement. I said, there's going to, whenever any kind of asset goes sky high, right? It goes nuclear, it goes parabolic. What did I say? It's going to retrace, because we do not live in the matrix. It doesn't matter if it's stocks, precious metals, real estate, cryptocurrency, guys. When you just see something going straight up, it's going to come down. And many of you got really prepared for the retracement. And what did I say? You know, many of you were asking, where are your buy orders in? I kept telling you, 8,500, right? 7,700. And then at one point in the prior retracement, I told y'all that we had a buy order at 5,500, 5,900. Why? Because we've been in this industry a long time, and we know that these assets have huge volatility. So the reason why I tell you that is not to impress you, but to impress upon you. Guys, we're training you because we see these things. I mean, we've been trading since 2012. So at the end of the day, we've seen so many things that repeat themselves in these markets that we want to share that with you so that you can make a ton of money in these markets also, right? Because again, this is not rocket science. We use technical analysis. We read Elliott waves. We use Fibonacci, just like people do with securities. So at the end of the day, we're just trying to get you so fired up about cryptocurrency that you can go out and smash Bitcoin, smash Litecoin, Neo, Basic Attention Token, Golem, Delta Coin, Sia Coin. The list goes on and on and on. Many of you have been on these trains already, so many of these coins that I'm talking about, you've already been trained on, guys. But today's cryptoverse for March 3rd, 2018, guys, right now we have over 1,500 digital currencies being bought and sold around the world, 1,534 to be exact. Our market cap is down to 459 billion. Remember, we were almost going to hit $1 trillion market cap before the retracement. And believe me, this year we will, write this down because I promise you this is going to happen. This year we will hit $1 trillion market cap. I promise you that, because Bitcoin is going to make a run to 25, 30, you know, maybe $50,000 in 2018. We will see, because there's much more adoption from institutional money and banks that literally are going to skyrocket the price point for Bitcoin, guys. Remember that. 24-hour volume is 16 billion, 16.4 billion. Bitcoin's dominance is 41.7 billion, because obviously many people are dumping alts and jumping into Bitcoin. Now, when we talk about Bitcoin, guys, remember Bitcoin is the alpha in the market. If it weren't for Bitcoin, literally none of us would be here, right? So the beauty in what we have is that at the end of the day, Bitcoin, all the alts right now are kind of trailing around Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin drops, guess what? Many alts dump also, right? But it's got a really strong market cap, still $192 billion, bigger than Disney, bigger than eBay. I mean, literally, pretty soon this will be $1 trillion market cap by itself. Being bought and sold at $11,369.90. So as you can tell, guys, it's slowly starting to test that resistance, right? Because at the end of the day, you know, once we hit 12.5, then we'll start making a run to, you know, 13.5, 15,000. So the beauty in Bitcoin, guys, is it's not going to go anywhere. It's based on mathematics. It's deflationary currency, because there will only ever be 21 million Bitcoins. So remember that. It is not inflationary like the US dollar or the euro, where the governments can go out and produce millions upon millions of $100 bills or more, you know, millions of euros. You know, that's why that currency, that type of fiat currency, is inflationary, right? You want to talk about inflation? Argentina has over 1,200% inflation, where there's some bars where you'll be drinking a beer, and by the time you're done with your first beer and you hit the second beer, the price is doubled. Now that's some crazy inflation, guys. This is why many people are putting their money into Bitcoin, because at the end of the day, it is deflationary and no bank controls it, no government owns it. This is why Bitcoin will lead us into the promised land as far as cryptocurrencies involved. Today, we're going to learn a lot about Ethereum, guys, and their Ether coin. I mean, when we talk about Ethereum, Ethereum is a smart contract-based blockchain coming in at $84 billion in market cap. They've reached that way faster than Bitcoin, being bought and sold at $858.20, guys. Now, Ethereum is very important because it allows people to do a couple of different things: create decentralized apps on top of their layer, but also many of us that run initial coin offerings around the world, we develop ERC20 tokens and smart contracts on their layer. So because of that, guys, many of us that are in this industry creating this technology, if it weren't for Ethereum, we wouldn't be able to do some of the magic that we're doing on a daily basis. When we talk about Ripple, Ripple's going to allow us to make money on the backs of banks finally. Instead of banks always screwing the people, guess what? Now we get to screw the banks and make some money. I know that sounds kind of dirty, but they come in at a $35 billion market cap, being bought and sold at 90.5 cents per XRP token. Bitcoin Cash comes in at number 4, $21 billion market cap, $1,271.48. Roger Ver is absolutely crushing it right now, guys, making sure the Bitcoin Cash is a transactional coin similar to number 5. My homeboy, Charlie Lee, Litecoin, guys. I'm telling you, don't sleep on it. It's going to hit 1,000, 1,500 this year. I'm calling it. So Litecoin is very valuable because it's a ultra-fast transactional coin. You can make micro payments and nano payments. So many of you that are artists, right? Maybe some of you are musicians, or maybe some of you are writers. Imagine being able to get micro payments or nano payments instantaneously with Litecoin, guys. They're working on a Lightning network that's going to help with much of the congestion that many digital currencies face, but also working on cross-chain atomic swaps. And that's really going to change the way centralized exchanges are used in the future. We're going to make them decentralized. But at $11 billion market cap, $11.6 billion market cap, guys, so undervalued at $209.93. The reason why I say that is, more than likely, and this is just a educated opinion, I should say, if we went percentage-wise, right, as far as gains in 2018, remember, if Litecoin doubles, and let's say it's at $400, right, let's just say use even numbers, and Ethereum doubles, let's just use even numbers, 1,600, right, and Bitcoin doubles, 22,000, so to use even numbers, I still think this year, Litecoin, as far as percent gains, is going to blow away Ethereum and Bitcoin, because again, for Litecoin to go five times leverage, we're talking about $1,000. I mean, Bitcoin to do five times leverage, we're talking about $55,000. So this is why I think that Litecoin this year is far going to exceed Ethereum and Bitcoin. Again, don't sleep on Litecoin, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you right now. Number 6, NEO, the Chinese Ethereum, $8 billion market cap, $123.22 per NEO token. Now, if Ethereum's at 858, guys, and the Chinese are trying to make this into the Chinese Ethereum, it goes to say that maybe this is really undervalued, right? Think about that logically. Chinese have a lot of money, and more than likely, NEO will be one of the only tokens left in China after all the dust settles, because they got a phenomenal technology team, and they have a phenomenal relationship with the Chinese government. So because of those two things, guys, I really feel that much of my money in 2018 and my company's money is going to go into NEO, because I know that if that's at 858 and this is going to be one of the only coins left in China after the dust settles, do the math, right? Cardano, number 7, $7.6 billion in market cap, being bought and sold at 29.4 cents per Cardano token. Very scientific in the way they're doing their blockchain, guys. Another platform type coin. So imagine this. Imagine the future when developers are developing on top of Cardano, NEO, Ethereum, EOS, et cetera, guys. Those tokens or those platforms with their tokens are very, very safe, because that people have to develop technologies on top of them, right? So Stellar is another one of those technologies that people are going to build in C#. They come in at a $5.9 billion market cap, 32.1 cents per Stellar token. Highly undervalued, right? Because at the end of the day, Stellar is a transactional coin similar to, let's see, they came from Ripple. So one of the guys came from Ripple. They kind of forked their technology, and they're going to kill it, guys, because they got a good team. EOS, $5.6 billion market cap, $8.01 per EOS token. And again, a phenomenal team over at EOS, and they're going to develop so much amazing technology. It's going to blow your mind. Number 10, Monero. Monero comes in at $5.4 billion market cap, being bought and sold at $347.38 per Monero token, guys. Now, Monero is one of these anonymity tokens that people love because you don't have to put all your information out on the interwebs. So imagine in the future, guys, when people literally are sick and tired of having their information stolen, right? Because they're having to put all their information out on the internet. You know, Monero and Dash and Verge are three of the tokens that literally are going to absolutely crush it in 2018 because they're the anonymity tokens. So be watchful of coins like Monero, Dash, and Verge, because those coins, many people globally are going to be using them because they don't want governments, they don't want organizations knowing what they're doing online. So that is our roundup for March 3rd, 2018. Again, guys, the reason why we do these roundups is so that you can learn more about the technologies and learn more about why we put money in many of these technologies every single week. But now let's get into the training, because of what I want you to understand. And before I do this, because I've got a lot of people that get on these trainings, guys, what are some of the tokens? Chuck, James B, Judy, Sandy, let's see, Anthony, Ray, and everybody else. James B, what are some of the tokens for 2018 that y'all are excited about? I mean, before we get into the training, I kind of want to see, you've been on many of these trainings, you've seen a lot of information about Sia Coin, Golem, Basic Attention Token, DentaCoin, list goes on and on and on, Litecoin. But what are some of the coins that y'all are excited about? Let me see what y'all put as far as comments. I want to see what y'all are thinking, because, obviously at the end of the day, when we teach y'all, we want y'all to kind of apply that, right? Anthony McCormick, Ripple. Yeah, that training was a good training too, guys. So Ripple's a good one. Every one of you guys that come to these trainings is going to be way ahead of everyone else. Yeah, that's true, Ray. So Ripple, of course, Anthony, that is a great token. Again, making money on the backs of banks, baby. That's what we're going to be doing. Who else, guys? Who else is excited about digital currency? Sandy says Litecoin and Ripple. There we go. Litecoin, my homeboy Charlie Lee. Guys, I promise you, if you make 5 times your money here in the next couple of months on Litecoin, that's a damn good amount, because think about it. Litecoin in the future basically is the silver to Bitcoin's gold. So you will do very well, Sandy, if you're looking at Litecoin and Ripple, and then obviously you too, Anthony, if you're looking at Ripple. Ray, big Ray, I'm a Sia Coin man. I am too. I love Sia Coin to death. Ken, I figured it was fan or man, one of those two, Ray. All right, so look at that, guys. We got a lot of people in the groups talking about Ripple, Litecoin, Sia Coin. That's how it starts, guys. You kind of have to go with your gut feeling, right? You get trained, get some knowledge, and boom, you get into these markets and go crush it. All right, guys, good feedback. Thank you very much. Let me see, anybody else? PCC coin, there we go. The Privileged Car Club coin. That's going to be a big one for 2018, guys. We literally are smashing the UK, Ireland, and the US right now with the Privileged Car Club. So this ICO we're going to run for them in 2018 is going to be one of the absolute largest, guys. We might do $500 million to $1 billion raise for the PCC coin, so be ready for that. All right, let's get into the training, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so today you're going to learn about Ethereum. So basically, what is an Ethereum guide, right? Beyond Bitcoin and first-generation decentralized applications. Although commonly associated with Bitcoin, blockchain technology has many other applications that go way beyond digital currencies. In fact, Bitcoin is only one of several hundred applications that use blockchain technology today. Now, blockchain is to Bitcoin what the internet is to email, a big electronic system on top of which you can build applications. Currency is just one. This is Sally Davies, FT technology reporter. Until relatively recently, building blockchain applications has required a complex background in coding, cryptography, mathematics, as well as significant resources. But times have changed. Previously unimagined applications, from electronic voting and digitally recorded property assets to regulatory compliances and trading, are now actively being developed and deployed faster than ever before. By providing developers with the tools to build decentralized applications, Ethereum is making all of this possible. Now, remember, ladies and gentlemen, many of the ICOs right now, probably about 85% of them are ERC20 compliant. Why? Because literally so many people are coding in Solidity right now, but you're going to start seeing a change here in the very near future because you have other platforms like Lisk, Waves, Cardano, Stellar, et cetera, guys. Like there's so many phenomenal technologies out in the marketplace right now. Now, what is Ethereum for beginners? At its simplest, Ethereum is an open software platform based on blockchain technology that enables developers to build and deploy decentralized applications. One of the questions we get a lot, guys, is Ethereum similar to Bitcoin? Well, sort of, but not really. Like Bitcoin, Ethereum is a distributed public blockchain network. Although there are some significant technical differences between the two, the most important distinction to note is that Bitcoin and Ethereum differ substantially in purpose and capability. Bitcoin offers one particular application of blockchain technology, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system that enables online Bitcoin payments. Let me repeat that, guys, because you need to understand the difference. If you understand this difference, then you're going to sound very educated when you explain this to people. Bitcoin offers one particular application of blockchain technology, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system that enables online Bitcoin payments. While the Bitcoin blockchain is used to track ownership of digital currency, Bitcoins, the Ethereum blockchain focuses on running the programming code of any decentralized application. Let me repeat that one more time. Because literally, guys, if you get these two little things, man, you're going to sound so intelligent in 2018 when you talk to people about digital currency. While the Bitcoin blockchain is used to track ownership of digital currency, Bitcoins, the Ethereum blockchain focuses on running the programming code of any decentralized application. In the Ethereum blockchain, instead of mining for Bitcoin, miners work to earn Ether, a type of crypto coin that fuels the network. Beyond a tradable cryptocurrency, Ether is also used by application developers to pay for transaction fees and services on the Ethereum network. Now, this stud right here is Mr. Dr. Gavin Wood. He's Ethereum's co-founder. He says, Bitcoin is first and foremost a currency. This is one particular application of a blockchain. However, it is far from the only application. To take a past example of a similar situation, email is one particular use of the internet, and for sure helped popularize it. But there are many others. Dr. Gavin Wood, Ethereum co-founder. Now, you might ask yourself, what is a smart contract? So, smart contract is just a phrase used to describe computer code that can facilitate the exchange of money, content, property, shares, or anything of value. When running on the blockchain, a smart contract becomes like a self-operating computer program that automatically executes when specific conditions are met. Because smart contracts run on the blockchain, they run exactly as programmed without any possibility of censorship, downtime, fraud, or third-party interference, guys. You know, the beauty in that is, as an example, if you see this number one, check this out. It says an option contract between parties is written as code into the blockchain. The individuals involved are anonymous, but the contract is the public ledger, right? So number two, a triggering event like an expiration date and strike price is met, and the contract executes itself according to the coded terms. How beautiful is that? Number three, regulators can use the blockchain to understand the activity in the market while maintaining the privacy of individual actors' positions. So literally, guys, you know, that's the beauty in smart contracts is they're trustless, right? And I'll go over much more of this information. Imagine a trustless system where once it's coded, you don't have to worry about somebody trying to come back and backstab you. I mean, everything that's coded is coded. You can't change it once it's in that smart contract. So now, while all blockchains have the ability to process code, most are severely limited. Ethereum is different. Rather than giving a set of limited operations, Ethereum allows developers to create whatever operations they want. This means developers can build thousands of different applications that go way beyond anything we've seen before. And it says, this gentleman right here, he's a well-renowned public speaker, very, very articulate, intelligent. Ethereum blockchain has some extraordinary capabilities. One of them is that you can build smart contracts. It's kind of what it sounds like. It's a contract that self-executes, and the contract handles the enforcement, the management, performance, and payment. Don Tapscott. The Ethereum virtual machine. Before the creation of Ethereum, blockchain applications were designed to do a very limited set of operations. Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, for example, were developed exclusively to operate as peer-to-peer digital currencies. Now, developers faced a problem. Either expand the set of functions offered by Bitcoin and other types of applications, which is very complicated and time consuming, or develop a new blockchain application and an entirely new platform as well. Recognizing this predicament, Ethereum's creator, Vitalik Buterin, developed a new approach. And I call him the android because he's way too smart. Literally, this dude is from like some other universe because he is that intelligent, guys. He's phenomenal. So Vitalik says, I thought those in the Bitcoin community weren't approaching the problem in the right way. I thought they were going after individual applications. They were trying to kind of explicitly support each use case in a sort of Swiss Army knife protocol. And that's really Vitalik Buterin, inventor of Ethereum, the Wonder Boy. Okay, so now it says, Ethereum's core innovation, the Ethereum Virtual Machine, EVM, is a Turing-complete software that runs on the Ethereum network. It enables anyone to run any program regardless of the programming language, given enough time and memory. The Ethereum Virtual Machine makes the process of creating blockchain applications much easier and efficient than ever before. Instead of having to build an entirely original blockchain for each new application, Ethereum enables the development of potentially thousands of different applications all on one platform. That's the beauty in it, guys. What can Ethereum be used for? Ethereum enables developers to build and deploy decentralized applications. A decentralized application, or dApp, serves some particular purposes to its users. Bitcoin, for example, is a dApp that provides its users with a peer-to-peer electronic cash system that enables online Bitcoin payments, because decentralized applications are made up of code that runs on a blockchain network. They are not controlled by any individual or central authority. So now remember, guys, some benefits of decentralized networks, right? With no central point of failure and secured using cryptography, applications are well protected against hacking, attacks, and fraudulent activities. So again, advantages: immutability, corruption and tampering, and very secure. So the blockchain, and before we read about the blockchain, enter Ethereum, right? The Ethereum makes the process of creating blockchain applications much easier and efficient than ever before. Instead of having to build an entirely original blockchain for each new application, Ethereum enables the development of potentially thousands of different applications all on one platform. Now, the blockchain. Blockchain technology is like the internet in that it has a built-in robustness. By storing blocks of information that are identical across its network, the blockchain cannot, and obviously, when we talk about that, guys, when we talk about immutability, when we talk about security, guys, this is the beauty of what people are literally, this is why they're building so many applications on top of blockchains. Because if you think about all the companies that have been hacked, right? If we think about banks, right? If we think about Equifax, Home Depot, Kmart, the list goes on and on and on. I mean, even the Pentagon's been hacked. When you have one central focal point, guys, one central server, that's how they gain access, because they literally brute force it. They run so many different attacks, DDoS attacks, and once they access that central server, guys, I mean, it's game over, right? All your information's on the internet, whether it's credit card information, social security information. This is why blockchains, this is why so many companies are developing blockchains, because again, they're more efficient, more secure, makes everything cheaper. This is why even banks right now they're getting patents on blockchain. It's ridiculous. So any services that are centralized can be decentralized using Ethereum. Think about all the intermediary services that exist across hundreds of different industries, from obvious services like loans provided by banks to intermediary services rarely thought about by most people, like title registries, voting systems, regulatory compliance, and much, much more. Ethereum can also be used to develop decentralized autonomous organizations, or DAOs, right? A DAO is fully autonomous, decentralized organization with no single leader. DAOs are run by programming code on a collection of smart contracts written on the Ethereum blockchain. The code is designed to replace the rules and structure of a traditional organization, eliminating the need for people and centralized control. A DAO is owned by everyone who purchases tokens, but instead of each token equating to equity shares and ownership, tokens act as contributions that give people voting rights. So guys, many people right now are looking at DAOs because what people want to do is kind of build trustless systems where you don't have to have one person kind of make all the decisions, right? Everything's based on a smart contract. Everything's running on the Ethereum blockchain. And so what you're starting to see is many companies are very interested in decentralized autonomous organizations as we speak. So it says a DAO consists of one or more contracts that could be funded by a group of like-minded individuals. A DAO operates completely transparently, and let me go to the next page, and completely independently of any human intervention, including its original creators. A DAO will stay on the network as long as it covers its survival costs and provide a useful service to its customer base. Stephen Tual, Slock.it founder, former CCO of Ethereum. What are the benefits of Ethereum, of Ethereum's decentralized platform? Because decentralized applications run on a blockchain, they benefit from all of its properties. Immutability. A third party cannot make any changes to the data, which is awesome. Corruption and tamper-proof. Apps are based on a network formed around the principle of consensus, making censorship virtually impossible. Secure. With no central point of failure and secured using cryptography, applications are well protected against hacking attacks and fraudulent activities. Zero downtime. Apps never go down and can never be switched off. So imagine, guys, immutability, corruption, tamper-proof, secure, and zero downtime. Pretty slick, right? What's the downside of decentralized applications? Despite bringing a number of benefits, decentralized applications aren't faultless. Because smart contract code is written by humans, smart contracts are only as good as the people who write them. Code bugs or oversights can lead to unintended adverse actions being taken. If a mistake in the code gets exploited, there is no efficient way in which an attack or exploitation can be stopped other than obtaining a network consensus and rewriting the underlying code. This goes against the essence of the blockchain, which is meant to be immutable. Also, any action taken by a central party raises serious questions about the decentralized nature of an application. So now, what apps are currently being developed on Ethereum? Decentralizing existing services, guys. The Ethereum platform is being used to create applications across a broad range of services and industries, a future of unimagined possibilities. Decentralized applications have the potential to profoundly disrupt hundreds of industries. Finance, real estate, insurance. I mean, literally, guys, the list goes on and on. So now it says, I want to develop an app. How do I access Ethereum? There are many ways you can plug into the Ethereum network. One of the easiest ways is to use its native Mist browser. Mist provides a user-friendly interface and digital wallet for users to trade and store Ether, as well as write, manage, deploy, and use smart contracts. Like web browsers give access and help people navigate the internet, Mist provides a portal into the world of decentralized blockchain applications. There's also the MetaMask browser extension, which turns Google Chrome into an Ethereum browser. MetaMask allows anyone to easily run or develop decentralized applications from their browser. Although initially built as a Chrome plugin, MetaMask will eventually support Firefox and a range of other web platforms. While it's still in early days, Mist, MetaMask, and a variety of other browsers look set to make blockchain-based applications accessible to more people than ever before. Even people without a technical background can now potentially build blockchain apps. This is a revolutionary leap for blockchain technology that could bring decentralized applications into the mainstream. Now, blockchain Ethereum courses. I'm going to tell you a little bit about our company, guys, because many of you know people that want to get into coding, that want to get into trading, et cetera, et cetera. So the job market is struggling to keep up with the sudden demand for blockchain developers. Some universities and private companies have responded by offering a range of blockchain-related courses in an attempt to meet the needs of the industry. According to Bitcoin pioneer Jared Kenna, experienced blockchain professionals can net over 200,000 USD in annual income. That's not bad, huh? So the supply of people that have extensive blockchain experience is pretty low, Kenna explained, and the demand is quickly increasing. Sometimes they get 5 job offers a day. Now, you can learn blockchain development with Block Mentors and Blockchain Developers. These are 2 of our companies, guys. We help people learn how to code. We help people learn how to sell the technology. I mean, there's just so much that we do in this space because we run ICOs globally right now. So it says, as a leader in the blockchain community, Block Mentors and Blockchain Developers have organized our own courses and meetups globally to help people gain a greater understanding of the technology and prime them for excellent opportunities in the job market. These classes aim to bring students up to speed on blockchain technology, as well as give them practical skills that will help their careers. Blockchain Basics, a practical approach. The Blockchain AF Certified Master course takes students through the fundamentals, giving them a solid foundation that they can build upon, then moves on to more advanced knowledge, teaching them how they can apply blockchain technology in practical situations. By the end of the course, students will be able to create, connect, and use their own personal blockchain in AWS. They will be taught how to use multi-chain streams and also how to create their own blockchain applications. This course is ideal for employees who would like to use blockchain technology in their work, students who want to use blockchain technology in their projects, investors who want greater understanding of the industry, entrepreneurs who want to embrace the technology as part of new businesses, project managers who are considering blockchain use, industry leader consultants. So now, is Ethereum similar to Bitcoin? Well, sort of, but not really. Remember, guys, it says Ether. Ether is a necessary element, a fuel for operating the distributed application platform, Ethereum. It is a form of payment made by clients of the platform to the machines executing the requested operations. So remember, guys, Ether is the coin for Ethereum, right? So Ether is the fuel that runs the Ethereum network. Don't forget that. What apps are currently being developed on Ethereum? So the Ethereum platform is being used to create applications across a broad range of services and industries, but developers are in uncharted territory. So it's hard to know which apps will succeed and which ones will fail. Here are just a few exciting projects, guys. WeFund provides an open platform for crowdfunding campaigns that leverages smart contracts. It enables contributions to be turned into contractually backed digital assets that can be used, traded, or sold within the Ethereum ecosystem. Uport provides users with a secure and convenient way to take complete control of their identity and personal information. Instead of relying on government institutions and surrendering their identities to third parties, users control who can access and use their data and personal information. Uport's really exploding right now, guys, because so many people are sick and tired of having their information hacked on third-party sites. Block Apps is looking to provide the easiest way for enterprises to build, manage, and deploy blockchain applications. From the proof of concept to full production systems, the integration with legacy systems, Block Apps provides all the necessary tools, or all the tools necessary to create private, semi-private, and public industry-specific blockchain applications. Provenance is using Ethereum to make opaque supply chains more transparent by tracing the origins and histories of products. The project aims to build an open and accessible framework of information so consumers can make informed decisions when they buy products. Now, Augur is an open source prediction and forecasting market platform that allows anyone to forecast events and get rewarded for predicting them correctly. Predictions on future real world events like who will win the next US election are carried out by trading virtual shares. If a person buys shares in a winning prediction, they receive monetary rewards. I mean, this is the world we're getting in, right, guys? Is Oprah going to run for president in 2020? That's on Augur right now. So Ethereum is a spectacular public experiment that is showing the value of smart contracts on a public blockchain. It is the result of and the source of disruptive innovation of the likes that we haven't seen since the early days of the internet. Caleb Chen, London Trust Media. Now let's talk about the DAO hack that threatened everything, because you need to know the good and the bad. Remember how Ethereum can be used to build decentralized autonomous organizations, a DAO, right? Well, in 2016, something bad happened. A startup working on one particular DAO project, aptly named the DAO, got hacked. The DAO was a project developed and programmed by a team behind another startup called Slock.it. Their aim was to build a humanless venture capital firm that would allow investors to make decisions through smart contracts. The DAO was funded through a token sale and ended up raising around $150 million from thousands of different people. Shortly after the funds were raised, the DAO was hacked by an unknown attacker who stole Ether worth around $50 million at the time. While the attack was made possible by a technical flaw, the DAO software, not the Ethereum platform itself, the developers and founders of Ethereum were forced to deal with the mess. An Ethereum fork in the road. After much debate, the Ethereum community voted and decided to retrieve the stolen funds by executing what's known as a hard fork or a change in the code. The hard fork moved the stolen funds to a new smart contract designed to let the original owners withdraw their tokens. But this is where things get complicated. The implications of this decision are controversial and the topic of intense debate. Here's why, guys. Ethereum is based on blockchain technology where all transactions are meant to be irreversible and unchangeable. By executing a hard fork and rewriting the rules by which the blockchain executes, Ethereum set a dangerous precedent that goes against the very essence of blockchain. If the blockchain is changed every time a large enough amount of money is involved or enough people get negatively impacted, the blockchain will lose its main value proposition: secure, anonymous, tamper-proof, and unchangeable, right? While another less aggressive soft fork solution was put forth, the Ethereum community and its founders were placed in a perilous position. If they didn't retrieve the stolen investor money, confidence in Ethereum could be lost. On the other hand, recovering investor money required actions that went against the core ideals of decentralization and set a dangerous precedent. Now let's talk about the aftermath, Ethereum splits. I mean, many of you have heard of this, but now you're learning about it. In the end, the majority of the Ethereum community voted to perform a hard fork and retrieve the DAO investors' money. But not everyone agreed with this course of action. This resulted in a split where two parallel blockchains now exist. For those members who strongly disagree with any changes to the blockchain, even when hacking occurs, there is Ethereum Classic, or ETC. For the majority who agreed to rewrite a small part of the blockchain and return the stolen money to their owners, there is Ethereum, or ETH, right? F. So both blockchains have the same features and are identical in every way up to a certain block where the hard fork was implemented. This means that everything that happened on Ethereum up until the hard fork is still valid on the Ethereum Classic blockchain. Now, from the block where the hard fork or change in code was executed onwards, the two blockchains act individually. Imagine a future of unimagined possibilities for Ethereum, guys. Now that you know the good and the bad, I want you to really dream about the future, because digital currency, especially Ethereum and Neo and Cardano and Lisk and Waves and Stellar, they're going to change the way things get done in the future, guys. I mean, I'm telling you, it's like a dream come true for me, because I love technology. Despite the fallout from the DAO hack, Ethereum is moving forward and looking to a bright future. By providing a user-friendly platform that enables people to harness the power of blockchain technology, Ethereum is speeding up the decentralization of the world economy. Decentralized applications have the potential to profoundly disrupt hundreds of industries, including finance, real estate, academia, insurance, healthcare, and the public sector, amongst many others. Now, if you think the internet has affected your life, Ethereum will have the same pervasive influence on our communications, on our entire information infrastructure. It's going to impact all aspects of our existence. Building the public Ethereum ecosystem as scalability and configurable privacy and confidentiality grow on the public Ethereum. Over the next 2 years, consumers will use their blockchain identity and access points, Uport, to interact with a variety of interesting early stage offerings, including crowdfunding platforms, WeFund Group, governance tools, boardroom, music, film, art, content registration and utilization platforms, Ujo, wisdom markets, Gnosis, and gaming apps, Virtual Poker. This is Joseph Lubin, the CEO of Consensus, a very powerful company in our space. Most significant companies will run business processes on their private blockchains, guys. So private blockchains, within 2 years, major companies will conduct several business processes on their own private permission corporate blockchains. Employees, customers, vendors, and service providers at each company will be able to securely access that company's private blockchain via strong cryptographically authenticated transactions. And we're working with many companies right now on this as we speak, guys, and we'll let you know when these things are live. Consortia blockchains. In 2 years, many companies will have started to build bottom-up consortia blockchains with a small number of counterparties in their ecosystem, collaborating on a small number of use cases to share trusted source of truth, infrastructure, supply, or value chains. Now, business use of public blockchains. Some companies will employ public Ethereum with their use cases that employ the same stack of blockchain components that they have purchased or built for their private Ethereum-based implementations. The Ethereum platform is also helping to shift the way we use the internet. Decentralized applications are pushing a fundamental change from an internet of information, where we can instantly view, exchange, and communicate information, to the internet of value, where people can exchange immediate value without any intermediaries. As the industry continues to investigate blockchain platforms, it's apparent that Ethereum is becoming a de facto leader. For example, a few days ago, JP Morgan publicly open sourced its Quorum platform, architected and developed around the Go Ethereum client by Jeff Wilk and his team. Several other major banks are using Ethereum, and Microsoft is anchoring its Bletchy platform on it as the foundational blockchain element. Industry, both publicly and confidentially, continues to contribute to Ethereum and work with us and others to help our promising toddler age code base reach maturity. Stay tuned for news on this front. It takes a global village to raise a blockchain. The live network and the community of open source developers contribute significantly to this effort. They continuously refine and harden the Ethereum platform, helping it get faster at responding to industry demands for the value propositions it offers. These investments of time and resources speak to their faith in Ethereum governance and the value that businesses and developers see in its capabilities. Joseph Lubin, CEO of Consensus. Again, while it's still early, while it's still in its early days, and there will be no doubt be more hurdles to overcome, Ethereum looks to be a truly transformational platform. With many of the most exciting applications yet to be developed, we can only begin to wonder about the unimagined possibilities that await. And guys, in ending this training today, I just want to show you this picture, right? The Wolf of Wall Street. Everybody's seen that movie. But I love this. It says, the only regret you'll have is you didn't buy more. So remember that, guys, because this is 2018, March 3rd, 2018, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, when we review this video once again, we're going to die laughing when we realize that Ethereum was at like $850, right? So we thank you very much for spending some quality time with us this evening, guys. Remember, it's people like you that are going to change the future with digital currency, but you have to find that passion inside you. You have to share this information with people so that they can change their lives, guys. Do you know that you have the power to literally change hundreds of millions of lives with just the ability to find your passion, right? Because I know many of you right now are probably working for other people building their dreams, but 2018 is the year that you should be building your dreams. This is the year that you should be getting financially secure, financially independent, and helping others find that power themselves also, guys. Once again, my name is Max Garza III. I thank you for being on this training. We'll see you again next Saturday at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. And don't forget that every Saturday we do a 12 p.m. high noon live presentation for the Privileged Car Club, guys. All our members in 2018 will be driving a brand new vehicle. The reason why we say that is because literally we are running the ICO for one of the largest companies in the UK, Ireland, the US, and all our members are going to benefit from that, guys. Don't forget, we care about you so much that we're subsidizing much of that cost so that all our members can be driving new cars every 2 years for life. Don't forget that. We love you all, guys. Thank you so much for being on this presentation. Anybody that's having any issues with Bitfunds or Ride the Litecoin, give me about 20, 30 minutes so I can grab some lunch, and then we'll work on all the issues that y'all might have. Other than that, have a beautiful, beautiful weekend, guys. Enjoy your family. Make sure you let them understand that you're about to change their financial future, their children's financial future. Let's go rock this thing, guys, all around the world. Have a beautiful weekend. This webinar is now adjourned.